Hi. So, this reading that I'm going to do right now is, I'm going to do one to cover this current energy. It doesn't seem that everybody is experiencing this particular current energy because, well, I've just not seen many people talking about it, like, openly. But there seems to be some huge shift going on. And I'm not just talking about like Mercury being in retrograde, which it is. This particular shift seems to have been going on, well, since before Christmas. It seems to be like a series of mini shifts within a big one. And I don't know, I don't really tend to talk about this stuff too much because other people cover it either before me or they do it like more articulate than I do. But as I say, not many people seem to be really talking about this particular shift, or it might be that they're not picking up that it's a series of shifts and that it's accumulating into one particularly big one. What I've experienced is, for myself, before, like I said, it started before Christmas, and my balance has just been off. I've been up and down like a yo-yo. If you follow me on Instagram or other social media, you'll probably know that I've been really unwell. I spent a week in the hospital. And it's a series of many things that have built up into one particular thing. It could be around a set of twin flames, because all the other people I'm speaking to on a personal level are also on the twin flame journey, the ones that seem to be experiencing this particular set of shifts. Now, I'm normally the epitome of balance. It takes a lot to throw me off. I get thrown some major curveballs, and it's been a long time since, we're talking like 3 or 4 years. I suffered with severe depression, like way back then, and since my awakening kicked in properly, I've just been fine. No problems, sort of mentally, emotionally, anything like that. But since Christmas, this set of peaks and troughs has just absolutely knocked me off my feet. It's affected me physically, and it seems to be that it's a stepping up of a certain group. I know for me personally, it's accumulated in the health stuff. I've known from my own guidance that there are certain things that Spirit wants me to be doing. Getting a handle on smoking, for a start. Getting a handle on my diet, which my diet's not terrible anyway, but it's not exactly what you would call ascension ready. It's almost like a whole load of loose threads that have been hanging over the last few years, and they seem to be coming together to tie up. I hope this is making sense because I'm kind of struggling to articulate it, but I think those that resonate with this will know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like a whole bunch of loose threads that have been sort of hanging for a while are now coming together, and it's been coming through readings for a while, you know, kind of like stepping up, finding your purpose. What seems to be happening right now is this shift is really forcing a group of us to address certain things. Retrograde is clearly adding to that, because the last couple of days I have slipped so far into depression. Well, I say the last couple of days, the last couple of weeks I've been slipping, but I've been up and down, and I hit the pit a couple of days ago. Some referred to it as the pit of the pause, because it seems to have been this prolonged pause period. Pause periods generally tend to come before a shift, and I can normally navigate them because I know a shift is coming. This one, we've had the pause, we've had like energy shifts and things happen, but nothing major. And I keep getting messages, I keep getting through readings that we're stepping into our power, we're stepping into our purpose, things are coming, but then nothing seems to be materialising. And like I say, it just, for me, it got the better of me in the last few days. And it's not very often I reach out to other readers, because I know that going inward is normally the way forward. But last night, I thought, right, I'm going to reach out to one of my Instagram friends, Tomorrow Tarot, Ria. She's amazing, look her up. It's TMRW Tarot. She's just absolutely fab, and we're ridiculously connected. So I messaged her and I said, are you doing personals at the moment? I'm having a meltdown. She said, no, I'm not doing personals. She said, I'm actually really even struggling to get my generals out. She said, I'm about to post this one, but I've been really struggling to get it out all day. Why, what's up? So I told her, obviously more detail than what I'm talking about here. She's experiencing the exact same stuff. Exact same. Like I say, I know from other people, their circumstances may be different, but it amounts to the same sort of set of lessons, the same kind of accumulation of things. So we're chatting away. She posts her general reading, and the numbers that come up in the reading were 720. So she hashtagged it. I read the reading, and within seconds I looked up at my alarm clock in my bedroom, which had reset itself the day before during a power cut, and it was on 7:20. So look up her reading from last night, because it helped me no end. I literally cried happy tears, because it's coming. This shift is coming, and I mean, what happened with that synchronicity last night was just mind-blowing. If I'd have looked up from reading her reading 10 seconds later, I would have missed the synchronicity. It's on Instagram, it's on her page, she's posted it. My alarm clock's even flashing from where it had reset itself, and there's no way on earth it would be flashing at that time. It resets itself to 0 and then it wouldn't flash once I'd reset it. So it's like just the most ridiculously like brilliant synchronicity. So after prattling on for 8 minutes, the reason I'm doing this particular reading is because, very like the one reading last night that filled me with like complete hope, I know there are others that are experiencing this same issue with this shift. They're slipping under. It's a purge. It's a major purge. Everything is coming up to be released. If you've been in this extended pause period, and if you're used to having them, but then a shift comes, but then it hasn't been doing so for the last couple of months, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. This reading's for you. This is to try and help you to navigate this next, because it may take a while, and it's going to be different for different people. So everybody's circumstances are different, everybody's kind of lessons are going to come in a different way, and if it is connected to twin flames as well, it's also going to depend on the other counterpart and where they are. So this energy, it's very much a lot of ego deaths going on. Like I say, it's very much purge and release. If these old feelings, like I say, I haven't felt like this in years, and for me to go under as quickly as I have when I've been so balanced and so, you know, I haven't struggled with anything for years. Not the death of my mum, not the death of my nephew, not having cancer. None of it managed to knock me off. And this last few weeks, I've just gone, whoo, fast. Um, whatever this shift is that's coming, it's big. And I know we're ready for it. So yeah, this video, it's half a bit, you know, kind of like helping to unravel that so you can understand what it is that's going on. A bit of advice for you as well to help you move out of the mindset that might be like, that you might be really struggling with, because I know a lot of people are, and I've been one of them. Today's been the first day in ages I felt well enough to, you know, put my face on and get in front of a camera. So yeah, this is, you know, it's kind of like give you a bit of help to navigate what's going on with it. If you are experiencing all this sort of negative emotion coming up, it is really hard to put your focus back on the positive. Start a vision board. You know, be really conscious, because you are kind of being tested to see if you're going to slip back into old habits and old patterns, and if you're ready for what's coming. You know, the size of this pause period, the intensity of it, what comes after it, the good stuff that's going to come after it, is going to outweigh the heaviness of this. And we are being tested. I don't like to say that the universe tests us, but to some degree we are being tested to see if we're ready for what we've asked for. So in order to make sure that you are, you're going to need to do a few things to help yourself transmute these like negative energies and thought patterns. Start making a vision board. As soon as you start finding that your mind is slipping into something negative, get on your phone and start, if that's what you've been doing. I mean, the best thing I would say would be to get off your phone and do something productive, like read or go out, you know, take the dog for a walk, something like that. Anything that you can do to take your mind away from the negative stuff. I mean, you need to feel this stuff to let it come up and purge it out, obviously. Don't sort of, distractions are bypassing, so don't try and do things to kind of just distract it and suppress it. You need to feel through this. This is a big purge to set us up for the shift. But be aware, be conscious of where your thoughts are going, because yes, you need to feel this stuff, but if you're aware that it is coming up for purging, and then you can start to shift your focus onto the positive. Take photos of your dream house, take photos of your dream car, start to think. We're being aligned with our highest timeline. We're in a convergence point. Magenta Pixie's books talk about this, and I've read them recently, and they've helped me to tie loads of loose ends with this stuff as well. And we're in, like, different people relate them as different things, but the way I've understood them is what I would call them timeline convergence points, and it's where all the different potential timelines that we're on come together into one point. And those of us that have been stuck in this energy, we've been in this particular convergence point for a while, and we're being aligned with our highest good. We've been given the opportunity to scrap anything that isn't working for us anymore, to get rid of it and align ourselves with our highest timeline. So the best thing that you can do right now, while these energies are coming to a head, is focus on your highest timeline, what you want. Not what you don't want. I mean, yes, address what you don't want. We've got a new moon coming up, so look into maybe some release rituals, you know, to burn off. Make a list of the things that aren't serving you that you want to release. Do some release rituals. Make a gratitude list. Focus on the things that you want to manifest, because for those of you in this convergence point, experiencing this energy at the moment, this is what's happening. We're being aligned with our highest timelines. We're being set up for what we've asked for. We're being set up to step into our power, to find out what our purpose is. And this is why I think maybe not so many people are talking about this being like one big shift with a bunch of mini shifts inside it, because some people are just experiencing them as mini shifts, and that's where they're at with their journey. But for a group, at least, this is a pattern, because it's a bigger shift. So yeah, that is what's happening. That's why it's happening. Do whatever you can to ground it out, balance yourself, meditate, drink as much like water as you can. I know it's cliche, but it's a thing. Cut back on sugar, caffeine, alcohol, tobacco, anything you can do that's going to bring your vibration down. Any old habits that you feel yourself slipping into, be conscious of the fact that it's a clearing. If you slip back into it, you're going to bring it forward a bit. Doesn't mean you're going to be stuck with it forever. You know, the next convergence point where you can get rid of it may only be a few weeks down the line. It could be a year down the line. It's going to be different for everyone. But if you can consciously navigate what we're in right now, you're going to be able to use this particular point. It's kind of like the lessons, wrapping up lessons. If you don't need to repeat it, if you can consciously make sure that you're not putting yourself in a position where you need to repeat it, you're not going to have to do it again. So, yeah, for those of you who are resonating with that, this is what's happening. And it really is time to take the bull by the horns. It will be worth riding out this storm. Don't try and bypass it. Don't try and suppress it. It's only going to have to come round again if you do. But use the time to transmute it properly. And yeah, so right after that prattle on for a while, I'm going to do a reading, just see what Spirit's got to tell us about this shift, what's happening, and see if we can get some information that helps us navigate it a little better. So, it's quick. What did I just say? Manifesting reality. Taking charge. All the resources are there. Oh, ignore my ratchet nails as well. I've had to take them all off because my hands were killing me and I can't touch the Vanish Remover at the moment because of a cut. So, Magician. We're manifesting our highest timeline. We've got all the resources there. It's time for us now to step into that power. You can see the way these flipping out the deck. Strength. And bring this closer. 2 infinity signs above the heads. What more do you want? What the hell? If this isn't just confirming every word I've just said, I do feel that this is for a group of twin flames as well. We've got masculine there with the infinity sign above his head. We've got the feminine there with the infinity sign above hers. She's also taming the beast. She's got red roses all around her. He's got the red roses all around him. We've got a lot of yellow going on in the background. So work on your solar plexus chakra will help as well. I mean, obviously grounding. If you're struggling with old habits and things like that coming up, the sacral chakra can be responsible for a lot of things to do with like addictions and things like that. And sometimes the best way to combat the sacral is to balance out the root and the solar plexus. So we've got a lot of red there as well, red and yellow. So take this as a sign to do some lower chakra work. The Strength card. It's all about having learned from experiences. It's like having grace to move through the difficult times because you know the lessons have been, you know, like you know what the lessons are, you know what it's all for. We've also got Virgo and Leo on the board here, and I do see this as Venus here as well. So for me, we've got Libra going on there too. All major arcana, High Priestess. Intuitive insights, psychic knowledge. This is the revealing of your purpose. As I've said, the information's coming through psychic downloads. You're being really, really called to balance. You see the 2 pillars. You know, we've got the light and the dark, the pillars of what are they called? Severity and mercy. And we've got Strength card, you know, learning through trial. Learning through trials are giving us that grace. This is the accumulation point. This is a wrapping up and a levelling up to a much higher level for a big group of us. 5 of Wands, so conflict. So whoever's out surrounded by conflict at the moment. We'll see what else to go with this. This could be a clashing of belief systems with this 5 of Wands. It's kind of like everybody's waving their wands around, wanting to be heard, wanting to be seen. But it's all kind of like, it's for sure. Nobody's really getting the point across. So to me, this is like, you know, withdrawal to your inner sanctum. The Hermit card would be more about that. But this is just, it, to me, it's withdraw from conflict and be in your power, and don't get embroiled in anything that's going to distract you or cause you any kind of like negative energy. 3 of Wands. This is the ships coming in, looking towards the future. Could be movement over a distance. But this is like a period of active waiting. This could not be any more perfect. Blowing my mind here. Active waiting. So like I said, don't be dwelling on, we're so close. Don't let conflict and drama and anything outside of yourself throw you off course. We're being set up for these ships to come in, for our long-term futures to take shape. King of Pentacles. So for some, this to me speaks of marriage and commitment. That's not going to be for everyone, but it's stability, dependability. So for those of you who've been struggling with financial issues, this could be set to change with it as well. We've got heavy Taurus energy with this. The bulls are standing out, you know. You see the grapes as well. They're a symbol of fertility and abundance. It's the ships coming in and setting you up for the future. Material stability and balance. Okay, so let's see what more there is to say about this. What's this Magician card about? Five of Cups. So dwelling on the past, past things coming up, past hurts, past regrets, past wounds. Release them. Don't dwell on them. It's time to see the bridge in the background. Bridge over troubled water. Time to take yourself across that bridge and head towards the castle. This really is, it's come out on top of the Magician. So this really is about you getting power over your own thoughts and over your own mindset, over your own way of thinking. We've got death at the bottom there as well, rebirth and transformation. What else can we know about this Magician and this Five of Cups? 3 of Pentacles. To me, this card is, I call it the teacher and student card, because while the student is being taught by the masters here, he's got a fresh set of eyes on something and potential new ways of doing things that they haven't seen. It's working together and it's flexibility. So this may involve getting a fresh set of eyes and looking at a new way of doing things, or working with somebody else to look at these past issues, to get over these past issues that are holding you back and really get that power over it. What's the Strength card? Oof. Ace of Cups, divine love. Some can be a symbol of pregnancy and fertility, but oh wow, Empress at the bottom, definitely for some it's fertility. I mean, she's the Empress in this card. So this is definitely for some, there's definitely some fertility stuff going on here. I'm not going to reach and start saying that somebody will fall pregnant. This could be the birth of a new cycle within a loving, committed relationship. For some, it can be marriage. See the King of Pentacles. So this could be like these are leveling up in some relationships. What else is to go with this Ace of Cups? King of Pentacles again, definitely marriage for some. There's leveling up in relationships. Abundance, fertility, overflowing love, overflowing finances. If you can get this control over these past thoughts, past behaviours, the things that you're dwelling on that are holding you back, take the lessons, turn it into strength. Be the magician and transmute those energies into your strength. The truth is, there is only love. And it's time to drop anything that is negative, that's holding you back. Strength card on the bottom again, look. What's this High Priestess? Why is the High Priestess here? Walking away from anything that no longer serves you. Anything that's emotionally unfulfilling, that isn't for you, let it go. What else to go with this? Anything you're not changing, you're choosing. Ten of Cups. Walk away from the 8 that aren't fulfilling you towards the 10. If you want that 10 of Cups, you've got to make that active choice to walk away from that which holds you back. And you know exactly what that is. Strength at the bottom again. You've learned these lessons. You know what these lessons are. You know what you've got to do. And for whatever reason, some of you you aren't doing it. The power is in your hands. You're underestimating your own power. Claim it. What's this 5 of Wands? Eight of Wands and Judgment. So fast movement, swift change, communication. Yeah, 5 of Wands. There's all this conflict and drama, people waving around the thoughts and ideas. It's just not serving you anymore. You know what's got to go. You're going to make that judgment call. You're going to make that decision, and you're going to do it quick. You're going to rise up. We've got a few 8s going on here, a few 5s. You're going to make that judgment call to rise up and go on to the next level. The changes will come quickly as soon as you commit to them. As soon as you make that commitment, you're guided. We've got the angel here on the, we're divinely guided and being looked over. And also, the love, as I just mentioned, the angel on the top. Right, so this 3 of Wands. What else do we need to know about this 3 of Wands? 9 of Wands. So this is like, the 3 of Wands is the active waiting, the ships to come in. And the 9 of Wands is the wounded warrior. He's leaning on his staff, he's kind of fed up and he's battered, he's been through tribulations. And this exactly sums up like the energy that I've been feeling, other people have been feeling. We're waiting for those ships to come in, but where are they? And it's like, it's so hard to keep faith. But we're so close. Yes, we've been battered, and yes, we've been bruised, and yes, we've been broken, but hold on in there because it is coming. The ships are coming in. What else do we need to know to go with this 9 of Wands? 7 of Wands, stand your ground. The 7 of Wands can mean that there's a challenge coming, like a direct person coming at you to challenge you, or group of people. Fits with this 5 of Wands too. People who just aren't getting it, they aren't getting your decisions and maybe trying to hold you back in some way. The brighter your light shines, the more it scares some people. and those people have no place in your environment if they're going to hold you back. I'm not even going to mince my words and put that softly. That this is what this is. It's the judgment call. It's time to level up. Whatever you're not changing, you're choosing. And that includes people. This is a major level up. And you're going to need to hold your position on that. Stand your ground. Don't let the jealousy and bravado and opinions of others prevent you from doing that. You know, it's like you're so close. The ships are coming in. Hold your position. Don't be defeated now. We're right on the cusp. What's this King of Pentacles? Page of Swords. So it could be this King of Pentacles is somebody who's been working on their financial stability that you're involved with, or it could be you who's been working on your financial stability, and they've been watching you. This comes up in a lot of readings at the moment as well. Where this does relate to maybe sort of twin flames. I feel like they've been working on, some of the masculines have been working on their stuff, watching from afar and kind of getting ready to make the move. The Three of Wands can indicate that as well. It's like movement over a distance and, you know, sort of getting ready to close the gap. So where this relates to people who are sort of like ready to throw the towel in on potential twin flame connections, I'm not seeing like union energy here, but I am seeing movement on that. So where this does relate to that, there is change coming. They've been learning things, new information's been coming to light. They've been, for a lot of them, perhaps for a lot of masculines, have been maybe doing the research and coming to understand a lot of things that they maybe didn't understand before, and it's been allowing them to come to this balance and stability and start to balance out their own internal world. Right, so we'll get two, yeah. Can't make this short. Eight of Pentacles, mastery, working hard on your coins, could also be working hard on yourself, as I've literally just said, and it's come out with the Nine of Pentacles, which we've got the 8-9, so that's progression from one to the other. The Nine of Pentacles, it's more of a feminine energy, but for me it could represent a masculine that's been getting in touch with his feminine energy. He's been working on that, working on his independence and stability. Could also mean that feminines have been doing this as well, and that's where your focus needs to be. It's this independence. You're supposed to be two independent units that are then interdependent. No room for codependency, no room for and this is where letting all these old habits go is definitely of importance. Take a few from this deck and see if we've got any more messages coming through. So any more guidance for this group of people? It's not necessarily twins, it could be soulmates and other connections too. But I do feel, like I said, because I know that there is a group of twins that are feeling this. So Ace of Pentacles, look, new opportunities, new financial opportunities too, like not necessarily just financial, it's like material, so like material stability, like new jobs, new resources, because we've got the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, so this is like relationship and material reality. It's like your emotional world and your material world. It's coming. For those of you that can focus on it and put the effort there too, if there's things you can be doing to work on your own stability, to work on your own independence financially or materially, do it. Because when you're putting that effort in, you're going to attract that energy back. The Star. So, healing. dreams coming true and belief in yourself at the end of a difficult situation. It's renewed faith, renewed purpose, renewed hope. Hold on in, ride this wave out. The Ace of Pentacles and the Star are just on the other side of this, just on the other side of this energy. This prolonged rest period we've been in, it's been to clear out thing after thing after thing to get us ready for this big, big shift. King of Pentacles, 3 different decks, 3 times in a reading. Successful, stable, accomplished and powerful. For the DMs or any masculine energies, have really been working on balancing themselves in that way. This can be feminines as well, because I know, like, obviously, you know, I'm here doing these readings, like, this is my business. So we're working on our own sort of financial stability too. So again, this comes back into play. So it can be about taking the lead, taking the thingy there. And finally, 6 of Swords. Walking light at the end of the tunnel, breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans, relocation and travel. So that's 2 cards that have indicated relocation or travel over a distance, travel over water, even in some cases. See what I've got going on. Travel was something that started coming up for me a lot around Christmas as well, and then it sort of died down, but it's still been there, like a lot of synchronicity for it, but it's not been as in your face. But I am kind of aware that there may be a move in store for me. For those of you that have had that, this is just kind of reminding you that this may still be a thing for you. But yeah, holding, coming towards the end of this difficult cycle. And the Star and the 6 of Swords, it's just hold that hope and faith and purpose. You're finding out your purpose. It's like all these loose threads that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, they're all starting to come together and weave into this one big tapestry that's going to make absolute sense of everything. Now I was going to take 2 last messages from the Energy Oracle. Rest and rejuvenation, meditation, really doing whatever you can to balance your energies. I know it's hard because for me, when we're in these rest periods and these pause periods, I start to feel like I'm stagnating and I'm worried that I should be doing something. I'm over analytical of myself and I'm constantly like, right, what do I need to be doing to improve? And then when my cards are telling me, well, no, you're in a rest period, I start to feel, and nothing moves for ages, I start to feel like something's wrong and I'm doing something wrong. So I know that this is a strong message to just ride this one out with as much care and self-care as you can. And it's come out with the door to personal healing and happiness. Rest and rejuvenation is the key to the door to personal healing and happiness. We're so close. Hold in there. Do as much meditation, as much resting, as much self-care as you possibly can. Where possible, if you can do things to, you know, sort of improve your, you know, your financial outlook or your material world in some way, do it. You know, it's only going to sort of help you along. But if you feel like you're stuck and you're grinding your gears, don't worry, because that shift it is coming. Trying to force it isn't necessary. It's the door to this is the rest and rejuvenation. So yeah, I'm really happy with that reading. I'm really pleased I was able to get that out. So yeah, I'll pop information of personal readings in the drop down box. And yeah, not a lot more to say there. I hope that was helpful and that I didn't prattle on too much at the beginning. But I hope that's cleared up enough for those who needed it. So thank you.